Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Craig Campbell from Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards, and another video with some insight about Strongsville, and that's going to be coming up here in 6 days. By the time this video shows, it'll be Saturday, and we will be basically 5 days away from arriving at Strongsville. I'm going to be getting there on Thursday night, and going to be picking up Matt from the Card Story. We're going to be rooming together, and man, I'm really looking forward to getting together with everybody. And if you see me, come up and say hi. And I'd really like to meet you. And there's just going to be so many YouTube people there. It's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to catching up with some people and meeting a lot of new people. And again, if you see me there, please come up and say hi. I would really like to get to meet you and get to know you. And so I'm going to turn the camera on and show you another a set of cards I'm looking to fill for a Hall of Fame run. And I've been working on it slowly and steadily, and picking up cards when I find it at the right price. And you never know, I might find some at Strongsville that I can add to the collection, so stand by. Okay, here we go. 1984 Donruss. Really like the 84 Donruss working on a Hall of Fame run. And boy, these cards, they just bring back so many memories. In 1984, well, I would have been 22 years old, and I started really getting back into collecting again about 1987. So in 87, these cards were 3 years old, and by that time, like the Don Mattingly rookie card had already taken off, and the 84 Donruss seemed at that time like really hard to find. It was kind of a set of cards that were almost like out of reach for a new set at that time. But so these 84s, they kind of remind me of initially getting into the hobby as a young adult, and I was about 25 years old then in 87. And I can remember these 84 cards they were really caught my eye. I really liked them, but I couldn't afford them. I had two little kids. I was in the Air Force, and I was lucky to be able to spend $20 a paycheck on cards. And so these 84s just seemed like they were out of reach. And so I wanted to get the Hall of Fame set because the guys that are in this Hall of Fame run for the 84s, they're people I grew up watching, like Steve Carlton. And I can remember Steve Carlton all through the 70s just being a dominant pitcher. And then into the early 80s, he just, by that time he was getting close to 300 wins, and the Phillies were good in the late 70s and the 80s, and he just was a one heck of a guy to watch pitch. I really appreciated Steve Carlton's career. Not a Phillies fan, but boy, what a heck of a player. And just kind of a neat card there with the wind-up and just really good color with the red and the yellow. And the back of these cards, they had kind of this... I don't know, kind of a turquoise-looking green or an aqua green. I don't really know exactly what the color is, but these 84 Donrusses were just really cool. So Steve Carlton, I have him. And then another guy I really enjoyed watching pitch is Tom Seaver. And he's back here in a Mets uniform, as he should be, in my opinion, all through the 70s, of course, early 70s. I remember Tom Seaver with the Mets, then he went to the Reds, and just a cool picture with him getting ready to throw that ball. And Tom Seaver, terrific, just a great player. Here's another guy I really appreciated all through the 80s, Eddie Murray. Just a great first baseman, just a solid all-around player. He was just always dependable, always good. And here's this Diamond King, pretty neat card. And the Diamond Kings just had a nice bio on the back. So yeah, Eddie Murray, just one of my favorite players of the 80s. This guy here, boy, he was a hitting machine. Was not really probably appreciated the way he should have been during his playing days. He wasn't a splashy guy, but man, he just simply got it done. Tony Gwynn. And if he would have been in a bigger city, a big, baseball, a team with a huge fan base, a huge following, the Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers, somebody, he probably would have been a little bit more appreciated. But Tony Gwynn, just a great ball player. And just really a lot of gratitude that I got to see him play baseball a lot, because I think he was just one of the best hitters of all time. Wade Boggs, just a great player. Boy, he was so solid at third base, and just a professional hitter. I mean, that's the best way to describe him. He was just a pro's pro when it came to that. Here's my guy, Robin Yount. As a Brewer fan, I can remember going his rookie year when he came up And man, I just loved Rockin' Robin, just a great player, and really was the pride and joy of the Brewers because they really, really struggled in the 70s, and they turned it on in the late 70s and went to the World Series, of course, in '82. But with Robin Yount, Cecil Cooper, Paul Malter, Gorman Thomas, just Sal Bando, Jim Gantner, just the list goes on and on. Just a fun, fun team. I had to cheer on in the late 70s, early 80s. Cal Ripken, just a great card here. Just a solid player. I mean, what more can be said about Cal Ripken? Just a joy to have watched him play all those years. And he's one of those guys that as he got towards the end of the career, you were really watching greatness. And, so Cal Ripken. This guy here, very, very underappreciated, Alan Trammell. When I was in the Air Force, we were stationed in Michigan, so we got to see a lot of Tigers games. And boy, what a solid, just a everyday in and out player he was, Alan Trammell. Just a really good player, a good guy, solid leader. Put up some really, really good numbers every single year. That '84 Tigers team, man, they were unbelievable. Wire to wire World Series champs. Ryan Sandberg, another guy. I got to watch him so much on TV with WGN in the early days of cable. One of the best second basemen ever. Certainly probably one of the best second basemen of the from the 1970s to the end of the 1999. Him and he was such a good player. Just a fantastic second baseman. Him and Joe Morgan, I think, probably the two best second basemen I've ever seen play. Here's my man, Rickey Henderson. Rest in peace, Rickey. I was a big Rickey fan, and when I was in the Air Force, we were in Northern California. In the early 80s, we used to get tickets so cheap on the Air Force Base to go watch the Oakland A's play. I was 19 years old, and 4 or 5 of us would load up in a car and split the gas money. And I think the tickets they couldn't have been more than $2. And what a fun time to go watch baseball. But Rickey was, that was right as he was breaking the all-time record for stolen bases in the season. Just an unbelievable player. And I, for one, was a big Rickey fan. I know he had some character. I don't want to say flaws, but he had some personality issues that turned off a lot of people. But I sure did appreciate his performance on the field, and I really feel he is probably one of the greatest players I've ever seen play live. Him and Johnny Bench are two of the best I've ever seen. And this is the playing card for Robin Yount. Love the pose, getting ready to turn a double play there at shortstop. Just get ready for that ground ball. But Robin was just such a great player. Thankful that he was an anchor of our Brewer teams, and just it was fun to cheer him on. Last but not least, for my '84 run, the great Nolan Ryan, and the Ryan Express. And pretty happy to say I watched him pitch a lot of games. I remember seeing him with the California Angels in the '70s, and with his no-hitters and all that he became. And it's just, for me, it's just so ironic. Through the '70s, he was a very 500-ish pitcher. He would win 14 games and lose 13 and have 300 and some strikeouts and a whole lot of base on balls. When he was on, he was on. And when he was off, you better be ready to bail out, because you never knew where the ball was going. But the great Nolan Ryan. But that's it for my '84 Donruss Hall of Fame run. As you can see, I need quite a few cards. And if I can find a few at Strongsville, maybe in a value box for guys that I need and at the right price, I may pick them up. I know it's strictly a vintage, but you just never know. Some people have some '80s slabs for sale, quite often fairly cheap, and I'm looking for slabs that are as long as they look really nice and are well centered. That's what I'm after. So if you see some '84 Donruss slabbed up and you see me, let me know. I would appreciate it. And look forward to seeing everybody at Strongsville. And if you're not going to be there, you'll be seeing a lot of videos. And maybe we'll catch up at the National. But if you like what you see here today, please like and subscribe to the channel. And again, look forward to seeing a lot of people in Strongsville. Take care, everyone.